The X300 Pro now supports 50-megapixel high-definition portraits across the entire focal range, even if you zoom in and crop a sample shot taken at 24mm. The composition doesn't suffer in terms of image quality. Especially at the 85mm focal length, you can shoot portraits up to 200 megapixels. Even with depth of field calculations to zoom in and check details, Vivo's performance holds its own. Now, let's see how it handles out-of-focus areas. It feels like, in this generation, Vivo gives that swirling bokeh effect in the background. For portrait photography, this makes it easier to draw the viewer's attention to the subject. If you compare it to other brands' portrait modes, the advantage of high-resolution portraits is just overwhelming. Capturing individual strands of hair has always been a challenge. Another new feature brought by UltraVision Portrait is Intention Multi-Talent. You can fully leverage the advantage of high resolution for cropping, telling a story with just one photo. During the shooting process, you can choose from a variety of stitching methods. If you're not satisfied with the cropped composition, you can save the original image and edit photos yourself. Generate them in the album with one click. This year, an even more impressive album feature is AI-customized beauty enhancement, allowing you to perfect your makeup from every angle, top, bottom, left, and right. From all different angles, just feed your phone 20 photos, and it can generate a personalized beauty model just for you. In details. To put it simply, it gives a stronger sense of a real, living person, so using the beauty filter doesn't make you look like plastic. Another thing people really like is that it doesn't deliberately cater to the current trend of cool, pale skin tones. Instead, it aims to restore the natural skin tone of East Asians, which is definitely a plus. For an exaggerated movement, you can capture it all with ease. If you think that's not impressive enough, let's try an extreme scenario, using the Ultra Telephoto lens, which means a 20x zoom, to continuously shoot fast-moving animals like bees and squirrels. From our screen recording, you can see our lens in action. It's already very difficult to keep up with a squirrel, and you have to capture the perfect moment. This is a huge test for the camera's stabilization and burst shooting. Judging by results, the X300 Pro's performance is truly impressive. Of course, 20x zoom is an ultra telephoto lens. I don't recommend using it to shoot subjects with too many details. Normally, it's better to get a bit closer and use 10x zoom for shooting. The results are much more refined. If you look closely at the 10x zoom sample we took, you'll notice that this time Vivo has introduced a new feature called Telephoto Flora and Fauna. Like portrait mode, it separates the background from the subject, creating a natural blur effect. In default photo mode, in the 10 to 30 zoom range, it activates automatically when detecting flowers, birds, or similar objects. You can also choose to simulate the bokeh effect of traditional lenses. If you have particularly high demands for telephoto, the Telephoto extender lens, which made its debut last year on the Ultra model, is now available again on the 300 Pro. This gives you a greater optical zoom range compared to images without the telephoto extender. As for algorithmic artifacts, they've been significantly reduced. Next, let's take a look at a few sets of sample photo comparisons. I wonder whose performance you prefer. For the standard version's dual-wing main camera, we compared it with a competitor's 48-megapixel camera. When you zoom in, differences are still quite obvious. After daytime scenes, many are concerned about the standard version's night photography. Here, we'll give a brief demonstration. It reaches the level expected of a flagship standard version. Architectural details are well preserved, and the sky looks clean. As for night portrait shots with flash, there's been a small upgrade this time. In portrait photography, 24mm, 50mm, and 85mm focal lengths can use hardware fill light. This time, main camera and telephoto lens X300 Pro support 120 frames per second, 10-bit log video specs. We shot a few clips casually. What do you think of the results? Out of 100 points, give it a score. This time, the phone has added a built-in restore feature in the photo album, which is really important for beginners, newbies, and regular users who just want to post to their moments. It makes things more user-friendly, convenient, and lets you get your photos out quickly. If you need to record videos for a long time, Vivo has now added a long battery life recording mode. But I have to remind you, if you turn on this mode, there will be a slight loss in image quality. Other interesting features include 4K dual-view video recording, which is handy if you're going to a concert. It's also convenient if your partner wants to check up on you. The main point is to show that you really are at the scene. Finally, what's really important is Vivo's video portrait feature. The new Blueprint imaging chip, the V3 Plus, supports 4K 60 frames per second portrait video. Some of you might think of Apple's cinematic mode, but the biggest difference is that Vivo has added skin tone optimization. The cool white and negative film styles here each have their own unique flavor. I'm not sure which one you prefer. This year, the iPhone 17 Pro didn't upgrade its cinematic mode, 4K at 30 frames per second. Let's directly compare Vivo's 4K at 60 frames per second. The smoothness difference between the two frame rates is noticeable. This time, the improvements in AI capabilities across various aspects of video have also benefited the now popular live photo passerby removal feature. It can now be done on dynamic photos, whereas competitors can usually only handle single-frame photos. Also, 2 new live templates with really impressive effects have been added this time. Let me show you a demo. This effect is pretty interesting. This year's X300 Pro also features a 50-megapixel front camera with the widest angle yet, capable of shooting ultra-wide photos at 20mm. Vivo hasn't copied Apple's design on the outside when it comes to system compatibility with Apple. Vivo has been working on this for more than just a year or two. Previously, the X Fold 5, as a tablet-like device, made a big effort to be compatible with the iPhone. Now, with the X300 series as a smartphone, the goal is to be compatible with the iPad. For example, features we often use on Android tablets, like cross-screen connectivity and quick, easy file drag and drop, can now be experienced on the iPad as well. Things like documents, notes, and schedules can all be synced to the iPad. In addition, it also supports cross-device file access with the iPhone. With a simple shake, you can quickly distribute files across multiple devices. One of the most promising features is the ability to sync photos from the iPad to Vivo's cloud album. Basically, even Apple iCloud users are being accommodated. In terms of design style, this time, Vivo has introduced a lot of new features, such as the newly added themed fun grading effect. You can set up several videos or pictures on the lock screen, and with a gentle tilt of the phone, you can smoothly switch between them. You can also customize various transition effects, which is a lot like the lenticular images we used to play with as kids. Both new models are equipped with MediaTek's flagship chipset, the Dimensity 9500. The lineup comes standard with higher-spec USB 3.2, some competitors still use 2.1. But pay attention to storage, only the top-tier version supports dual UFS 4.1. Now, let's look at the Antutu V11 benchmark scores. It easily surpasses 4 million, once again debuting as a new generation flagship with crushing performance. Of course, not all the new phones have been released yet, so we're just giving a brief overview here. Once more models are out and before we dive into comprehensive performance and gaming tests, you can check out our detailed analysis of the Pro version on our channel. To sum it up simply, the main improvement in this generation of flagship chips is still focused on energy efficiency, not just on boosting benchmark scores or peak performance. It's worth mentioning that, as we discussed before, in the test version, the X300 Pro had a slightly lower resolution in games like Honkai, Star Rail, but with the latest firmware update, the resolution has returned to normal. As for the battery, this time the entire X300 series is equipped with Vivo's own second-generation semi-solid blue ocean battery. The compact body models have a large battery 6000 plus mAh. Offer 90W wired charging, 40W wireless charging, and wireless reverse charging. The specs are solid. Charging daily is enough for most users. Additionally, for gamers, the entire X300 series supports global direct power supply. If you're a mobile gamer who plays while charging for long periods, this feature can effectively help slow down battery degradation and also reduce the device heating up. In actual wired charging tests with the X300 Pro, it went from 1% to 28% in 10 minutes, reached 70% in 30 minutes, and showed 100% in a total of 48 minutes. The peak charging power was 73.1 watts. With the large capacity battery, trickle charging takes longer. To fully charge, 1 hour, 17 minutes, 28 seconds. From last year's 200 to this year's 300, Vivo's Pro series models have become comprehensive. They're not just flagships when it comes to imaging systems. In our usual 5 battery life tests, Vivo performed quite well this year, even surpassing some models with massive 7,000 mAh batteries. I have to say, the energy efficiency of the Dimensity chip is still pretty impressive. This year, Vivo's new flagship really brings a lot of noteworthy upgrades, especially when it comes to travel. They've developed quite a few new features for outdoor shooting, and their experience tuning 200-megapixel sensors is the most extensive. After all, they've had plenty of time to accumulate that expertise. In terms of video, there have also been significant breakthroughs, even introducing 60 frames per second portrait mode, something that even competitor Apple doesn't offer. The 6 main directions of effort for Origin OS are ones I personally agree with. Although the iPhone faces many challengers in the smartphone market, when it comes to tablets, the iPad Pro is still unmatched and stands alone at the top of the tablet market. And this time, Vivo has chosen to bridge the ecosystem between the X300 series and the iPad, making devices compatible across platforms.